It's my first time actually going live on YouTube, but I'm here live at the Senior Bowl. Just finished the American practice day 3. Saw a lot of good prospects, a lot of good reps from some of the prospects down here. And I think there's a lot of players where their stock has risen. You know what I'm saying? And hopefully the Niners scouts are out here doing their due diligence, you know, looking to get some of them good players that we got a chance to see out here, you know. And so definitely a good day 3. TJ Parker. It was a one versus one rep with Parker versus Jennings Dunker. I mean, it was epic, and I can honestly say no one won. Like, it was a win-win. Offensive line and defensive line won at the same time, and that's what I like to see. Jennings Dunker, by far, has been the best to me offensive lineman. Every year, I get intrigued by an offensive lineman here at the Senior Bowl. I think last year it was Zabel from North Dakota State. You know, this year it's those Iowa offensive linemen, and they're out there doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? They're out there doing their thing. Boats, Not a Game podcast. What's going on? The Iowa Center isn't here, but Bo Stevens and Jennings Dunker are here. So the tackle and the guard, they're out here and they're holding it down. The center that I like is on the national team, the kid from Florida. So I'll definitely be looking at him. Um, he plays offensive line, but he's been taking center reps. The kid from Florida. So yeah, man, like, but that rep, TJ Parker has been a menace up front. TJ Parker, Danny Dennis Sutton from Penn State. Those have been your premier edge rushers. Oh, the edge rusher Max Llewellyn from Iowa. He had a phenomenal pass rush rep, like a good tackle for a loss in the move the ball period. So Iowa got some studs. I wouldn't be surprised if we got a couple of players or a player or two from Iowa. X-Man 95, 095. Yeah, man, definitely some potential. I was pretty much scouting the safeties. VJ Lane had some really good reps out there as far as safety. There's a linebacker from Pitt. Now I don't he looks fast. He looks like he can move. But man, between the two linebackers that I like, between Robert Rodriguez and what was the linebacker from Pitt? Can't think of his name off the top of my head because I'm live right now. Um, there was some like that kid was sticking and sticking and moving. And the key to linebacker, I mean, we're not looking for the next Fred Warner. I really think they're looking for a guy that can cover in space. They definitely need that weak side linebacker. Boats. Who do you feel is plug and play in the NFL? Several players out here that I think are going to be plug and play, depending on who you draft. I don't care where you draft them. I think the Niners are at that point where whoever they draft is going to be able to need to be plug and play, right? And so that's real going to be real good. Kyle Lewis, there it is. NY Niners. Kyle Lewis, that linebacker from Pitt was sticking him, bro. He, he was sticking him. I was like, who is this kid? And he didn't flash to me the first 2 days. I missed the first day. Yesterday I wasn't focused on linebackers, but today I made sure that the secondary was going to be my focus. Bro, he was sticking him. Jack Knox, hello to you from Alabama. Today's been pretty exciting. I'm not gonna lie, and it's getting cold, so the sun is going down. I gotta get me a coat. Gotta find me something to put on now that the sun is setting out here and my nose is starting to run. But Kyle Lewis, remember that name? I think I tweeted it out there too. Remember that name, Kyle Lewis. It looks like he could play on the weak side. He was playing the mic, but definitely a lot of plug and play players, boats. And again, I think the Niners are, at that point where they got to find players that they can plug and play. There is no more develop this, develop that. They got to put the players out there and get those players in there, getting those reps. I'm excited about who we're going to be bringing back as far as Siegel and some of the young guys we drafted last year. But right now, you can get some dogs just from this year's Senior Bowl. Definitely a lot of top 100 players. As far as the stock rises, I'm going to put that stuff out a little bit later. You know what I mean? We got somebody in here saying F the Winers. Man, how you gonna come into a Niners chat and then say F the Winers? Come on, bruh. Boats, how do you feel this class of Senior Bowl stacks up versus years past? This is a different class. This is my fourth year here. Last year, I was like, I think I said it on today's live show. I was like in love with the defensive linemen. I don't have that same that love is not there for the defensive lineman this year, but there's some guys that are standing out. There's some guys that are standing out. And the Niners, as far as edge, I feel like with Michael Williams, they got their edge setter. They need a pass rusher. They need a speed rusher. I think their whole demeanor and look at edge this year is going to be totally different. We got the guy that can set the edge. This year, go get the guy that can rush the passer. Um, I can't. I hope Caleb. I think Caleb Banks from Florida, interior. I hope he practices today. That's if they're gonna go interior, that's definitely a guy they gotta look into. But when I get back to my room, I'm gonna go through my notes and stuff like that and break stuff. I just wanted to give you some live footage. It's all love, bro. Listen, we at home watching the Super Bowl on the couch with 30 other teams in the league, bro. If you ain't a Seahawks or a Patriots fan, we all home watching. So it's all love, man. It's all love. Thanks for the likes too, man. Willie Beeman, no Willie Beeman out here, but a little kid from Vanderbilt. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. Number two, he's 5'9", little short kid. He's got an arm. He's got an arm. I think his ability to be able to see over the offensive line may hinder him. So his measurements are gonna hinder him moving further up in the draft prospect. But the kid from North Dakota State looks good, and I can't wait to watch the national quarterbacks. I haven't seen them practice. So I mean, the American quarterbacks. I haven't seen the American. I only got to see the national team. And what I'll do is I'll try to go live right after the national practice again and bring you some national practice coverage. Lake City says, who stood out? Whew. Oh man, there's so many players I wrote down. I don't have it off the top of my head because my notes are over there in the bleachers, but I'll definitely give you a good breakout. But TJ Parker and Danny Dennis Sutton, those have been like them those two edge rushers right there. And now Danny Dennis Sutton ended up getting injured. And I did post it. He maybe got the wind knocked out of him. It looked like it was going to be something wrong with his knee, but he got the wind knocked out of him. Pavia, yeah. I'm surprised I can't remember the name for the kid from Vanderbilt. But those edge rushers look good. I've been focusing on the edge. I want speed. I'm looking for speed. Now TJ Parker is different. He stood out all 3 days. I was surprised he even practiced today. I wouldn't be surprised if he plays, but that kid is improving his draft stock. TJ Parker has the craziest wingspan and long ass arms for an edge rusher, but he packs it with power and he has several moves. So TJ Parker, continue to watch him trend upwards. Unfortunately, today, he ain't falling to 27. But Dennis Sutton might be another guy. And I like the edge rushers on the national team. I mean, on the American team a little bit better. I don't know why I keep getting those two teams mixed up. But the American team got some dogs. Derek Moore, some dogs. So I can't wait to see that. There's Big Daddy Niners. What's going on? Receivers. So there are tons of guys to me that stood out at wide receivers. But I'm really looking for that X guy that the Niners will get first. I like the receivers better on the American team. I'm not gonna lie. I like Malachi Fields from Notre Dame. I like Jacoby Lane from USC, I believe. There's some guys, so be ready for that quick recap. As far as on the national team, receivers that stood out. There was a safety. Was he a safety? I think there's a safety from North Carolina who had a PBU and an interception. Not at the same time, but just overall. Can't remember his name off the top of my head, but I'll definitely go back. As far as receivers, though, eh, they didn't really do anything for me. A lot of drop passes today. Was a little bit upset with the one of the kids from the small school, John Collins. Can't remember his name off the top of my head. He had a drop pass. Got to catch that pass. Always got to catch the ball. Shout out to Jax. I think she sent a gift, I believe. Appreciate the gift out there. Thank you so much. But definitely, man, I'm gonna go live again at the end of the American practice. So I'm gonna go to the bathroom and then I'm gonna go live. But it's real nice, man. The weather is about to dip down as far as the temperature out here in Alabama. It's cold, and then I'll be on the first plane in the morning back home to break down my stuff and give you guys some good stuff next week on the shows. And I definitely planning to go live a lot next week, so get ready for that on right here on the WayneBreezie channel, man. Appreciate everybody. Love you guys. I actually like going live right here off the YouTube app. It's pretty damn good. Um, Marcus Bailey, what's going on? What do you think about trading BA for a second and a third? I don't know. Whatever they do, they got to move on from the BA situation. I no longer have love for Brandon Ayuk. And that's how I feel. I think right now you get what you can get. I wouldn't be greedy. You already decline that guaranteed money for him, and you just get what you can get. I don't care if we get a second, third, fourth. At this point, move on from that contract. It was a bad contract. Move on from it, and look to replace Brandon Ayuk. But they gotta find they gotta find an X. I think that's the key to this year wide receiver. Gotta find the X. Plenty of slot guys. You can get plenty of slot receivers, good route runners. You gotta find an X. Gotta get the X. Gotta get the guy, take the top off the defense, run good routes down the defense, run those, get those. You gotta get a guy. You gotta get a guy. And I like the guys on the American team. I'll definitely like Malachi Fields has been a guy. Ted Hurst from Georgia State is the wide receiver I like from the national team. He's always been standing out. So I'm excited to see what we got going on. You know what I mean? JJ to Tennessee for third and or fourth. JJ Juwan Jennings. Juwan Jennings is a free agent, so we won't be able to trade him. Juwan Jennings is going elsewhere. I don't think he's returning to the 49ers. Boat says AJ Brown trade likelihood. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. From what I'm hearing out there, I think the AJ Brown trade is real. It's realistic. I just unfortunately it won't be realistic to the Niners. I think AJ Brown reunites with the New England Patriots, and they need an X. They need a solid wide receiver. I think Coach Vrabel is going to reunite with AJ Brown, bro, and I think he'll be in New England next year. Just my thoughts. But I wouldn't be surprised. Are you talking about? I wouldn't be surprised if we go after a guy like Justin Jefferson, though. I think that would change the game. You want an X, go get an X. Um, Max Crosby, I don't think they need to get a Max Crosby. I think with Nick Bosa coming back, I think you can get. I think with Bosa coming back and Michael Williams coming back, your first and second down is gonna be solidified. It's the third down, right? It's the third and long, right? It's that third and seven, third and eight where you want to rush the passer. I think if you can draft a young player and if you can salute to you, keep the faith, keeping the faith. I think if you can draft a young player and rotate Bryce Huff on that 1 year left he got on his deal, I think that's the route they go. I think that's the route they go. But I will look to try to get Justin Jefferson. I wouldn't even mind trading my first round pick this year to get a guy like Justin Jefferson. I would give up maybe I would find a way to trade Mac Jones to the Vikings. And if I had to give up a first round pick next year or whatever I would do it. I would do it. I would be all in on something like that. We're talking about Justin Jefferson. I was going back looking at the wide receivers in that first round. They're all busted. Even Brandon Ayuk. I mean, the dude is a no-show. Go figure, right? Justin Jefferson, who was drafted a couple of picks before Brandon Ayuk. Before it was Justin Jefferson and Brandon Ayuk. Out of all the receivers that were drafted in the first round, I believe that's the same draft as Amon-Ra St. Brown, but I think he went in the second round in that draft, if I'm not mistaken. Matt Moses said we need an elite wide receiver. You ain't never lied. Like we need an X solidify X. And see, for the Niners, that's going to be hard because you're asking for a premier X receiver to fall to 27. That shit ain't happening. What's going on? That's not happening. But that's what you're thinking. That's what you're That's not happening. So you might have to go out there and do the thing, but that would be via trade. You already know how I feel about free agency. Can you bet, man? February, after the Super Bowl is over, man, we got so much stuff to cover. And first, we got to get a goddamn defensive coordinator. So it's kind of hard to evaluate the defense. We know what pieces we need, but it's kind of hard to say who to go after because we don't know who the coordinator is going to be. Even if it's Gus Bradley, he likes big corners. He likes big secondary players. Is that what we're going to get? It's going to be different, you know. I don't think the Niners are going to trade Pearsall because he's on a rookie deal. I think you let that ride out. Um, but the Vikings do need a quarterback. And I think Mac Jones, you can net if you can get a round pick for for Mac, or a second or a third round pick for Mac. I say move on from it. You already got Curtis Rourke that you drafted in the second round last year, seventh round last year. He could be the guy that you utilize in that role. See if he develops. Excuse me, if he develops, and you keep it going. You know what I'm saying? I don't think the Niners move on from a guy like Ricky Pearsall. That's their first round pick. And unfortunately, health has just been his downfall. I think they got to ride out with it for a couple of more years. A couple more years for Rick. Can't believe y'all had me talking for 16 minutes and 20 seconds. Keep asking questions, man. I'm trying to see what they got at the concession stand because now I'm getting a little hungry. I feel like I need some chocolate, even though I don't need any chocolate. Do you see Kittle replacement? Yes. I'm glad you asked me. I don't. Let me just be clear. I don't think there's anybody in the world that would be able to replace the George Kittle. I think when you look at the Titans, you just got to look for tight ends today. I, Listen, the guy that I wanted for a tight end was drafted last year. No one believes me, but he's on the Browns, and I'll leave it at that. I thought as far as production, he would have been able to. That's your Kittle. It's the closest Kittle you're gonna get. But listen, Sam Roush, he's the tight end out of Stanford. That kid's a mountain. I like him. I like Sam Roush. Debo's another player. There'll never be another Debo. There'll never be another Debo. Like it's the mind. Debo, it was his body type and the mindset. So there'll never be that again. The tight end from Oregon. Okay, so he's not here though, Matt. Yeah, you're talking about the kid from Oregon. Yeah, he's gonna be the first tight end. But the tight ends that are here, I like the kid. There's a kid from Texas A&M that's pretty decent. I just watched him practice. But the kid from Stanford has been the guy Sam Roush. Look him up from Stanford. Yeah, the kid from I can't think of his name off the top of my head. The kid from Oregon is going to be the number one tight end drafted. He's a great run blocker, and I think he wasn't utilized right in Oregon, but I think he's going to be a problem. I do. All right, guys, the second practice is about to start, but I do appreciate y'all for hopping on with me real quick on my first YouTube vertical live from the stadium. I'm going to do this again. Thank you for those that gave. Shout out to all the members of the Breezy Bunch crew. And we'll talk more, man. We'll talk more. Love y'all. Keep it faithful to the Bay.